Okay, YouTube, so here's my $500 Jeep Cherokee XJ. This is just me walk around, see, before I do anything really to it. As you can see, it's been painted pretty shitty matte black. Did a really bad job. It's on the windows a little bit. I'll have to take that off. But rust-wise, it's actually in pretty good shape. That, just a little bit there. As you can see, the rockers are not even rusted at all. Just that, right where the bumper skirts was. Took the rear bumper off because that was dented up to shit. And this Jeep actually has a towing package, so got a receiver there, and hopefully 373 gears. Again, more rust. Not that bad. This is the only door that has rust where I'm gonna actually fix that right there. I'll just Bondo that and paint it. And then the front here, the guy I got it from was, I think, the second owner, and it sat for 1.5 years, but he hit something. The front here, you can see the frame rail is bent in a bit up to the steering box on this side. Not on this side though, so I'm not sure what he hit, but I'm gonna have to get that fixed from a frame shop. This fender's still good. This one, not really. I'm gonna replace that fender. And also the headlight, the fiberglass headlight holder broke too, so I gotta get another one of them. And then I'm gonna get also a front bumper. Standard Jeep 4-liter with, I think, piston slap. You can really hear it when it's cold, but when it's warmed up, you really can't. So that'll be a later video of me figuring out what that slight knock is. It's definitely not a lifter because it gets louder as you rev it. And you can really hear it when you drive it, but then you also have the bad rear end that sounds like a fighter plane going down the road. It's pretty bad. The interior, dirty, but not terribly. As like I said, it's got a tow package, so it doesn't have ABS, which I don't need, but it's pretty damn dirty, as you can see there. 4-wheel drive. It's got 190,000 on the clock. I am the, I believe, the third owner of this. Yeah, I got this for $500. There's the front grille, or the front whole fiberglass headlight and grille holder. Up there it's broken, and back over there it's also broken. The whole thing's like broken in half, and also about like 4 out of the 6 mounting points were broken off, so it only was hold on by 2 bolts, so took that off for that reason. Back seat. A bunch of shit for this is in the back until I can start working on it. It's a little bit storage. Currently it is not on the road because of the rear end. It needs a rear end. I'll show you the rear end I got for it. As you can see, a bunch of crap. Extra spare tires for the 31 set I have in the garage here. For $500, it's not that bad. It runs and drives. It just, I wouldn't drive it anywhere because, 1, the rear end, and 2, that knocking noise on the engine. The plan for this Jeep is basically fix it and lift it and make it into a winter daily driver. As you can see, all gauges work. Yeah, it's got low washer. It's not on the road to really care, for me to care enough. Yeah, power windows work, but the thing is, this driver's window doesn't work all the time. It's actually working right now. So I think it's a problem with this switch, because sometimes all the other windows work, but not all the time you can use the switches for them. Like right now it's working. Like a common issue is this electric switch panel or board that's underneath this. Actually, some of the solder joints crack, so it doesn't make a connection always. So I think my problem is in this switch here. I'll have to see. Automatic. Whoop-de-da-do. I don't know if you can hear it, but no, you can't hear the piston. I believe it's piston slap when it's warm. You really can't hear it when it's warm. And you see it's up to temperature. When it's cold, you can really hear a knocking noise. And I believe it to be piston slap because there's no loss in power. It doesn't sound real bad. It's only when it's cold when you can really hear knock, 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 knock. And I don't believe it to be lifters because usually it gets faster or quieter. When it's cold, it gets louder. So I do know that the later 90s and early 2000 4-liters had a problem with the piston castings breaking off, like the skirts breaking off. So I'm gonna, later down the road, I'm gonna pull the oil pan and see if I actually have a broken piston skirt, and I'll show you. And if I do, and if the cylinder walls are still good, I'll just rip apart the motor and replace all 6 pistons and rings and slap it back together. Heat, AC don't work. It's been sitting for now about probably 2 years. I'm going to fix the AC in this because I'm going to make it a daily driver for a while, because the interior is actually not too bad. So that's pretty much the outside of the Jeep. The inside of the Jeep, nothing real special. It's an inside of a Jeep. It's all dirty. But the biggest thing why this thing can't be on the road is this rear end. It's a Chrysler 8 1/4, and it whines like a damn fighter plane going down the road. It's pretty bad. So, upgrade, a replacement / upgrade is this over here, Explorer 8.8. It's 200 bucks for a kit to just weld on some new perches and spring mounts. And it's disc brakes. That's also an upgrade. So, 200 buck rear end out of the junkyard, 373s, and 200 bucks, so about 400 bucks pretty much in switching rear end to Explorer 8.8. So, pretty much this is the Jeep. I got it $500. I only did some things to it. Ripped the rear bumper off, the side skirts that showed that rust, the front end, front bumper, because all that was smashed in. I mean, it still looked like a front end, but the bumper was, let's say, curved that way. So, and the lights were barely hanging on by like here and here. All the other mounting points basically ripped off. So, the plan with this Jeep is basically fix it, lift it. I got 31-inch tall tires over there. That'll be for it, because the tires on here are pretty much die rotted, cracked. And just make it a winter daily driver and keep my rust-free Ranger rust-free. That's going to get a 347 small block Ford in it next year. So that's the Jeep. As you can see, dirty, but not too rusty. There's no rust holes in the floor. The rockers haven't even been compromised yet. So, not too bad. It's just crusty. Eventually this Jeep will have 6 inches of lift. Starters is just gonna have 3. Then I'm gonna go to like 6 or 8. And it's gonna be a Jeep speed Jeep. A go fast Jeep, or a Swiss Army knife Jeep. And it's gonna get an LS engine once that 4-liter blows up. Excuse me. So, there's the Jeep. It's just a standard old Jeep Cherokee, as you see. You'll see more videos of this, of me ripping it apart. So there's the Jeep. Figure I'll let you see it before it gets all torn down and fixed, lifted, and everything else. And I'll just make videos as I go and do that about what I'm doing. So, stay tuned. They'll get put out when they get put out. Alright? Take care.